You know that specific knot you get in your stomach at the airport?
Oh, I know the one. It's heavy.
Right. It's not the "did I forget my passport" knot. It's the drop-off knot. You're standing there at the security gate, waving goodbye to your parents.
Yeah.
Maybe they've been visiting for 3 weeks, maybe a month. And as they disappear behind that glass, the math just, it hits you. You're driving home, the car's all quiet, and you realize it might be another year, maybe two, before you see them again.
It is the immigrant tax.
Yeah.
That emotional toll of the short visit,
Mm-hmm.
it really defines the experience for so many of us. You're constantly trying to build this life here, but also, keep that thread connected to home.
Exactly. And the bureaucracy feels like it's designed to just cut that thread. But today, we are flipping the script. We're doing a deep dive into a tool that buys you time. Years of time, actually. We're talking about the Canadian Super Visa.
And super is not just like a marketing gimmick here. It's a really fundamental shift in how Canadian immigration sees family. It's a strategic tool.
We've been digging through a huge pile of documentation from Dara Immigration Services, looking at the latest policies for late 2025, heading into 2026. And the mission today is simple. We want to help you turn those tearful airport goodbyes into something that happens, I don't know, once every 5 years, not every 6 months.
Right. But I want to set the stage right away. This is not a casual application. This isn't, fill out a form on a Sunday afternoon.
Right.
The super visa is a high scrutiny process. We're
Yeah.
talking strict financial audits, medical reviews. It's serious. We're
Right.
trying to secure what the source material calls the gift of time, but you absolutely have to earn it.
The gift of time. I like that. So let's unpack this. Why is it super? I mean, if my mom comes on a regular tourist visa, what's she actually limited to?
Okay, this is the key distinction. A standard visitor visa is basically a 6-month leash.
That's it. 6 months.
Generally, yeah. The border officer stamps the passport and a clock starts ticking.
Yeah.
So think about it. Your parents arrive, they get over the jet lag, they start bonding with the grandkids, and just when they're settling in, boom, the 6 months is up.
And then you're in that panic mode. Do they leave? Do you try to extend it?
Exactly. And that extension process is called a visitor record it's a bureaucratic nightmare. It's costly, processing times are all over the place, and there's zero guarantee it gets approved.
So you're just living your life in 6-month chunks of anxiety.
You are. You can't plan anything. The super visa, it just removes that ceiling completely. It allows eligible parents and grandparents to come to Canada and stay continuously for up to 5 years.
5 years? Wait, that's not a visit?
Yep.
That's a child going from diapers to their first day of school.
Exactly. It changes the whole dynamic from guest to family member.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets even better. Let's say they hit that 5-year mark and they're not ready to go back. If they're inside Canada, they can apply for an extension of another 2 years.
So potentially 7 years of continuous stay without another tearful airport scene.
Correct. 7 years, you do all the heavy lifting up front, and then you get stability.
Okay, that sounds amazing. But let's talk about that heavy lifting. There has to be a catch.
The catch is protecting the Canadian taxpayer. The government wants ironclad certainty that these visitors won't cost the public a single dime.
So show me the money.
Pretty much. And that brings us to the biggest hurdle, and where most people fail. Cracking the LICO code.
LICO. I see that acronym everywhere in these documents. Break it down for us.
LICO stands for Low Income Cutoff. It's essentially a poverty line set by the government. But for this application, it's a gatekeeper. You, the host, the child or grandchild in Canada, have to prove your household income is above this line.
Okay, but I feel like the math is where people get tripped up. It's not just, do I make enough money? It's, do I make enough for this many people?
That is the family size trap, 100%. You don't just count the people in your house now. You have to add the people you're inviting.
Can you walk us through an example, like a real one?
Sure. Let's use the 2026 data from the source. So you're the host, you're married, 1 kid.
Okay, so me, my spouse, 1 child, 3 people.
Right. Now, you want to bring your mom and dad over. That's 2 applicants. So what's your family size for the LICO calculation?
3 plus 2, 5.
Exactly. In the eyes of IRCC, you are a family of 5, and you have to prove you can support all 5 of you.
And what's the magic number for a family of 5?
For 2026, based on these estimates, you need to show a minimum gross income of about $64,336 Canadian.
$64,336. That is really specific.
It is incredibly specific, and I have to stress this. Close does not count. If you make $64,000 flat, you could be refused. It's a pass-fail test.
That's terrifying. What if I'm just shy of that number? Can my spouse's income help?
Yes, and this is a key detail in the source material. Your spouse or common law partner can co-sign the letter of invitation. Then you can combine your incomes to hit that number.
Okay, that's a lifeline. But what about proof? Can I just show them my employment contract? A letter from my boss?
You can try, but it's probably a mistake. The source is
Yeah.
very, very clear here. Job letters, pay stubs. They're not the gold standard.
Yeah.
The government wants to see your notice of assessment, the NOA, from the CRA.
Right, the paper you get back after you file your taxes.
Correct. Specifically, line 15,000, your total income. A job letter is a promise of future earnings. The NOA is proof of what you actually earned and paid taxes on. That's the only thing they trust 100%.
So if I got a big promotion last month?
You wait.
Ah.
You have to wait until you file your taxes for this year and get that new NOA. Otherwise, you're just inviting a rejection.
That's a huge takeaway. Don't rush it if the paper doesn't match the reality yet.
Patience is strategy.
Okay, let's say we cracked LICO. We're not done writing checks yet, are we? I see a section here on mandatory insurance, and the numbers are big.
This is the $100,000 question.
Yeah,
Literally, it's a
right.
$100,000 coverage requirement
Why? I mean, we have public health care. Why can't my parents just use a walk-in clinic?
because they aren't residents. They don't pay into the system. They get zero provincial coverage, no OHIP, no MSP. If they slip on the ice and break a hip, the taxpayer is not footing that bill. You are.
So the government forces you to privatize that risk.
That's it. You have to buy private medical insurance from a Canadian company. Minimum coverage of $100,000 CAD per person. And this is the part that stings. It must be valid for 1 full year from their date of entry.
A full year, even if they only plan to stay 6 months to start.
Yes, because the visa allows for that longer stay, they want the coverage locked in up front for at least that first year.
And this can't be cheap.
Not at all. For 2026, we're seeing estimates of $1,500 to over $3,000 a year per person. And that number goes up fast with age and pre-existing conditions.
And you have to pay for it before you even know if the visa gets approved.
Typically, yeah. You need the policy document for the application. Now, there's a little nuance here from the source. Monthly payment plans are okay, but only if the policy document confirms the coverage for the full year.
What does that mean exactly?
It means the insurance company has to guarantee that coverage for 365 days, even if you're paying monthly. If it looks like a subscription you can cancel anytime, IRCC will just reject it.
Read the fine print. If it's cancelable, it's rejectable.
You got it.
Okay, this brings us to a really weird contradiction. It's this whole intent paradox. We're applying for a visa that basically lets them live here for 5 years, but we have to prove they're planning on leaving.
It's totally ironic, isn't it? It's a mental pretzel. You're asking for a 5-year stay, but legally it's a temporary resident visa.
So if the officer thinks, okay, these parents sold their house, sold their car, they're not going back, that's a problem.
That is a massive red flag. The officer has to believe that at the end of their stay, they will go home. If they have no ties to home, no property, no other family, no pension back in their home country, it looks like they're trying to use this as a backdoor to permanent residency.
Wow. Come stay for 5 years, but promise you still love your old house more.
It's a very delicate balance. You have to show they're coming for a long visit, not a permanent move.
All right, so we have the money hurdle, the insurance hurdle, the intent hurdle. Anything else?
The medical exam, the IE, this is the one you can't really control.
This isn't just a basic checkup, is it?
Not at all. It's much more thorough. They're screening for what they call medical inadmissibility, specifically for any condition that would cause excessive demand on our health system.
But wait, didn't we just buy $100,000 in private insurance? Why does the government care if I'm paying for it?
That is the frustration. The logic is that private insurance covers acute things, a broken leg, an infection. It doesn't usually cover long-term social services or occupy scarce resources.
What do you mean, scarce resources?
Think about dialysis chairs or beds in long-term care facilities. Even if you can afford it, if there's a 2-year wait list for a Canadian citizen, they don't want a visitor taking up that spot.
I get it. So if your parent has a condition that needs a resource that's already stretched thin for Canadians, they can be denied no matter how much money you have.
Exactly. It's the most heartbreaking part of the whole thing because you can have everything else lined up perfectly, but the medical exam can just stop you cold.
That is heavy. Okay, let's switch to logistics. Who exactly can apply? It's parents and grandparents. What about, say, my younger brother?
No. It's a hard no for the super visa, It is strictly for parents and grandparents.
Even if he's a dependent living with them.
Even then,
Yeah.
he would have to apply for his own separate regular visitor visa. Dependents can't tag along on a super visa application.
Good to know. Okay, rapid fire cost breakdown for 2026. What am I looking at?
All right. Government fee. $100 per person.
Okay.
Biometrics, so fingerprints and photo. $85 per person. That's good for 10 years. Got it. The medical exam itself. Probably $250 to $350 per person paid to the doctor.
And the big one, the insurance.
Anywhere from $1,500 to over $3,000 per person per year.
So for two parents, I'm easily looking at $5,000 to $7,000 just to get the application submitted.
Easily. And that money's tied up while you wait, which can be 3 to 6 months.
Okay, let's fast forward. It's approved. Champagne. Mom and dad are on the plane. Is it a done deal?
Not quite. And this is a final, crucial warning from the source material. A visa gets you to the airport. It doesn't guarantee you get out of the airport.
The border officer.
The border officer has the final say. They can grant the full 5 years, or if they're not satisfied for some reason, they can give less.
Oh, that would be awful. How do you prevent that?
Preparation. You need to build your parents a super visa folder for their carry-on.
I like that. What's in the folder?
Everything. A printed copy of the insurance certificate, not on their phone, printed. The letter of invitation from you, proof of your income, and they need to be ready to answer questions.
So if the officer asks, how will you pay for medical care?
They need to pull out that insurance policy. They should not say, oh, my son knows. They should say, here is my policy. It is paid for and valid for 1 year.
Continence and documentation.
That's the key. Don't give them a single reason to doubt the plan.
You know, unpacking all this, the super visa really is a high-effort, high-reward option. You need the income, you need the savings, and you definitely need the patience.
It is. It's a huge effort. But think about the reward. We started this talking about those gut-wrenching airport goodbyes. The super visa replaces that with the stability of a 5-year reunion. It lets a grandparent watch a child go from a newborn to a kindergartner. That's invaluable.
It really is. It turns a visit into just living.
And if you zoom out a bit, it says something interesting about how we're defining family in policy. Immigration is usually obsessed with the nuclear family. But the super visa, it acknowledges that grandparents are essential infrastructure.
The it takes a village idea?
Exactly. It allows the village to assemble in Canada to help raise that next generation. It proves that while borders have very strict rules, the need for family support systems is universal. People will jump through these incredible hoops just to be present.
That's a beautiful way to look at it. It's a lot of hurdles, but for the sake of the village, it's worth the jump.
It certainly can be.
Thank you for guiding us through this maze. And to you listening, whether you're crunching those LICO numbers or just dreaming of having your parents close, we hope this deep dive gave you some clarity.
Good luck with all the paperwork.
See you next time on The Deep Dive.